model view controller and the part that brings it all together. And that's it. I mean, this, but I have a bad memory. So basically, Vue, you're just creating the GUI. You're putting fields in there, buttons, whatever you need to, whatever you want to have, and then you're going to have your getters and setters, and also a action listener for your button. So when you press a button, something happens, and so that's the Vue. The model is just taking first number, second number, adding it, and it's doing that through adding value. That's what I called it, and it returns that. And that one is right inside of the button, so it's listening, and when it gets clicked, it does what the model has in here. The controller is, let's see here. Okay, the controller is with this view, and we're not using the actual view, from what I understand, right? We're just using an alias. Here, I'm pointing at my screen, hoping you guys can see this. We're just using an alias of view, so we're not actually using view, but we're using the view, which is an alias of view, like I like to think of it as a cookie cutter. No, that's a bad example. Oh, here you go. If you guys ever played World of Warcraft, you go into a different dungeon and you have your own instance, which is, it's the same dungeon for everybody, but your instance is specific to you. So it has your alias on it. See, this is kind of the same thing. They're the same stinking deal, just one has an alias. That's the way I see it. And if I'm wrong, correct me, because
that makes sense to me.
I understand this the wrong way. Okay.
I've never played World of Warcraft, but
yeah, but you know,
I've played similar games. I think
a lot of games do it. I mean, anyways, I can get into that, but I'll get back to this. So we've got the alias version of Vue and the alias version of model, and here we've got a listener. It's waiting for some sort of action to happen, and that will actually pick up on the button being pressed. It's going to get the first number and the second number, and then it's going to use what was in the model, adding value. Yes, it's going to use adding value to put them together, and it's going to there's an exception here to display an error if you didn't do it correctly. So you've got this that brings it together and actually displays what you're doing. So that's my little bit. I mean, this is kind of going over the exact same stuff that we've been over, but it's there, and the tutorial's really nice. I just got to take this now and try and create something else out of it. So I've got my other 4 up here that I'm going to create my own MVC.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I don't know how it works, because apparently you're supposed to send him an email of what we've shared. So
yeah,
Josh can hear us.
No, I did. I sent him an email of what I had in my GitHub. That's what you've got to do. You've got to put your GitHub code. Well, put all your code in GitHub. Share your GitHub with him, and then give him your sharing video that you recorded for yourself.
Right.
Now, if you have something that you want to refer to during the group video, then you can do that too. You just give them a time to look at it.
Right. So Josh wants to know, have you gotten any points on your topic yet?
Not actually in the grade book, but let me see if I can just pull up what he what he did. It's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure how to read it because the format was off, but log in here. And let me see, what was the email? Okay. Actually, I'm going to take this over here real quick. And find it. Let's see. Troy. Wait, is that the one?
Yeah, Josh, I'm not sure what it is. I think you just, cause I couldn't get my GitHub to work. I actually had to erase my local and remote repository and finally got it to work. So I can send him my code now. But he said I had everything because I sent him the times that I was teaching about collections and all the other stuff. He said all I have to do is post code on GitHub and he could look at it and then I'd get my that he strongly agrees or whatever.
So this is what I've got so far. I showed him the code and the videos, and apparently I've got a 6% in the class, but it doesn't show that on BYUI. And I'm guessing that this is in the agree part. Oh yeah, well look at that. It shows you where the columns are. Yeah, so I've got, these are ones that I haven't worked on. You put disagree on MVC because I just followed the tutorial. I didn't really try to do anything on my own.
Mess with it, yeah.
Changed a couple of the names here and there to just to make it more of what I was doing. But I've got to do something bigger. So it gives you each part, gives you comment on it, and overall grade. Now, some of this other stuff here, I'm not entirely sure about. So I'm assuming that these we just have to explain to him verbally, maybe through chat, or maybe these are the things that we should be talking to each other about, or I guess these ones here. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, okay, so apparently the UML, that stuff starts on like week 8, is what I heard. Brooke, are you there?
She's muted.
Your microphone is muted.
Oh, hey, sorry guys.
So is that what you understood too? Is that the UML, the diagrams and stuff start later on?
I didn't know that, no.
I thought that's what Jared said.
Well, maybe he did, but I am so confused in this class, I don't even know what to do with myself.
I am so confused, and I think everyone is, because Josh's microphone doesn't work, but on the right, he's like, it's super vague what we're supposed to do to get full points. So yeah, I think if we share what we've learned, post our code in GitHub, and I don't know, he has some videos, the instructor has some videos that I watched that were helpful. I can't remember the other stuff, but I just sent him an email and said, I did this is my video I posted, and I couldn't get my GitHub to work, but I finally got it working, so I'll just post that code, and I think we'll be good to go.
I don't know about you guys, but when I have a class like this that doesn't have
structure,
it is extremely aggravating. I have so much on my plate. I don't need to create my own structure.
Oh, dude,
should be creating structure for me. And please, Troy, if you're listening to this, please bring that up to Brother Barney. This is not helping students.
No, but this is Brother Barney's point. Like, this is how he does it on purpose, and it's super aggravating because I'm just like you. I have tons of stuff on my plate, and I need structure. I need to be like, all right, I need to do this, and this week, and just keep following that. But this class, I have no clue. I have to make it up myself and hope at the end of the semester I pass.
Yeah.
Well, the most difficult part for me is that there isn't even like a book or something that you're learning these specific topics from. So not only isn't there like a structure, but then there's no material that you're specifically learning from.
Right, and the way I see it, I'm paying the school, and I'm paying this professor to teach me the topics so that I don't have to try and learn them on my own. Because right now, I'm paying cash to teach myself and
Yeah.
have them give.
I know. I could
That's
seriously.
honest or
I could.
right in any way.
I could be more productive if I didn't take this class and I just went and started writing Java and messing with it. But it's just it's really frustrating because he does it on purpose from taking his mobile app class, and his if you look at the way he does it, like in class, he literally has to do no work whatsoever. Like our online professor has to do a ton of work because he has to like go into our GitHub, look at our code, all the stuff.
Right.
But in my mobile app class, I like had zero interaction with Brother Barney.
So here's something I was thinking of. Okay, week 8 is when we start the group work where we're actually going to build something, correct? So why don't we take these and say, hey, week 1 we're going to do Java collections and have something that we need to submit on this date, have it in there, and say these are the criteria you have to meet in order to get an A.
What are you saying? Like a normal class would?
Yeah, have 2 put together that are smaller and then get graded on those and have a stinking thing that tells us
Yeah, I think it's a
how we're
great
going to get
idea.
graded. Because right now, I'm totally clueless.
Yeah.
Well, back to what you were saying a minute ago, Devin, where you're basically paying somebody to teach you something and that you're not actually, doing anything. But then on top of that, we were asked to like subscribe to some sort of website or something to teach us this information. So not only are you paying money to take the class, but then you're also paying money to learn it, which you could just do without the class. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I know, and I'm not going to totally discount what they're doing because I know that if I have questions, I can go to them and ask. However, how am I supposed to really... I don't know. I can't learn quickly doing it that way. And I don't have much time left. The semester's not that long. I'm supposed to graduate in April. If I don't pass this, then it's going to be pretty bad.
It's going to be super bad for me too because I'm graduating. In the mobile app class, we didn't know we had passed the class until we got our grades at the very end. Like that's how bad it was. And even like our last paper we turned in, we like emailed him and said, "Hey, can we get our grade?" And he's like, "I'm not going to share your grade over an email." It's like, well, you don't use iLearn, and you're not going to share our grade. And we turned it in the very last week. What are we supposed to do to get our? So I never did know what I got on my last paper. So it's just really weird, guys.
And I didn't even know that I had to do it in this manner where I would be emailing him the information. I didn't even find that out until last week.
Yeah, me too.
Now,
Yeah.
And I'm trying to search for jobs. I've had nonstop interviews this week. I've got interviews next week, and I'm going, okay, I can't fit all this together now because I'm already behind.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling the same way because obviously, I'm working 40 hours a week and I'm taking 14 credits.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then not to mention I have to flip my schedule twice a week for my night shifts. And just like you, I figured out that we're supposed to be doing this email thing. So now I'm like super behind and there's not enough hours in my week to actually catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I've been. I'm in the exact same boat as you guys. And I think most of the class is Josh is, he's messaging us on the side, and he's like, he said he's agrees. So I don't know. I don't know of anyone that is like, oh, this is great. This is way cool the way this class is structured.
I've never met a single. I've talked to a lot of people about the class, and not a single one of them likes it. And it's really sad because this could be a very fun course.
Oh, it could be awesome. I love Java.
Dad, look, I finished it.
Sorry, guys, I lost
After
connection.
you've seen somebody explain it, that you can go through and kind of understand it for yourself.
Oh yeah, or even go in and add new functionality, new features.
Yeah, new features or whatever.
Anyways, I'm really sorry. I do need to leave, so I will talk to you guys next week. Aaron,
Okay.
you got the recording, right?
Yeah, I actually just lost connection for like 2 or 3 minutes, but I had to pull it up in Safari. So I don't know if you guys noticed I left.
Yeah, I
But
saw.
yeah, I recorded your share, and I can share, and Brooke can share, and Josh, you can just share mutely.
Awesome.
I guess I
I'll
don't
just watch
know.
it later. What you guys said.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
So another one of those awesome classes. All right, I'll share what I'm still doing. I need to switch topics, but I finally got some code to work for collections in my Eclipse. So I'll try and share that with you guys.
So, were you the one that had problems with your Eclipse?
Yeah, I had to uninstall it. My I don't know what happened. Everything got messed up. I had problems with my Eclipse and my Git. I had to erase my remote GitHub repository and my local repository and just kind of start over with that too.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know what happened to my Eclipse, but I'm still trying to figure out whether I should completely uninstall it or because I can't even open it.
yeah, I just completely uninstalled mine and reinstalled it. There's some cool lynda.com videos.
Yeah.
Hey, so this, can you guys see my screen?
No.
What?
Can you guys hear me yet?
Yeah, I can hear you, Josh. What's up?
I got it working.
You guys see my screen now?
No.
No.
There we go. Now.
No.
What?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I can see it.
All right. So, this is the last thing I'm going to do with the collections, but I finally got this code to work, and I wanted to run it, and hopefully it will still work. So, when you create a, let me go to my main. So when you create a collection, there's different types. So this is a hash set, and I'm creating these types of different kinds of olives because that was what was in the lynda.com tutorial. But it's really cool because when you create a set, a hash set, you can only create one kind of each thing. So like right here I have Ligurio type and Kalamata type, and then I'm going to print them out. Let me see if I can. I thought I could comment it out. There we go. So if I run that, it says there are two sets. So these first two sets in my collection. So if I uncomment this one out, save it. There are two sets. There are three sets. It added this other set because I did set dot add. And this is kind of cool to me. This third set, since I already have it, the Ligurio type, if I run that, it still says there's just three sets because it will not, each item has to be unique. So if I do like the null type and uncomment that, it will add that null type. So let's say you have four sets, and then the last one is you can remove it.
Oh, that's really cool.
So
So wait,
it goes from 4 to 3 because the last one says set.remove.
so does it grab the number just from how many there are that are unique?
Because I set this hash set right here,
Uh-huh.
and I have imported this library, then you, yeah, it grabs it whenever you add it, but just unique ones. Is that your question?
Yeah, that's cool.
And then, like, if you have Java before Java 6, you have to type. So if you have Java 6 or earlier, you have to type olive in here too. But they've kind of realized in Java 7 and Java 8 that that's redundant. So you don't have to. So just something to be aware of if you have an earlier version of Java that you're running. So anyways, you guys have any other questions?
I don't think so.
Did you guys want to share something?
I actually kind of forgot about the meeting until I got the notification, so I'm not on my computer, I'm just on my boyfriend's computer.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I will share a video probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Put it on our.
That's what Jared is doing too. What about you, Josh?
I do the same thing. I didn't get very far this week yet in what I was preparing for my portfolio, so I started working on the collections as well. And it's nothing that hasn't really been covered in our meetings a couple of times already. So
Okay.
I was just using the array lists. It's basically really just an array, but I was just doing some different kinds we can do with it. Like this one's just strings, and I can preset them like this, or I can just add them later like this. And then what I think is cool about it is you have an array of like just these different types, and you can like it's just like really simple to like add to it, get from it, and like remove from it, and stuff like that. And then it's indefinite. Like it can be huge. You can just keep adding to it and get bigger and bigger. There's no definite thing. And then I started working right before the meeting on the hash map, how that works, but I didn't get very far. But
Cool.
it's pretty cool. It looks basically like an associate array, if I understand it right so far. You just basically have a key and then the value and so forth.
Yeah, so like, cool.
This reminds me of PL SQL.
Oh yeah.
That was such a pointless class. Yeah, some of it does.
Have you taken the database classes yet, Josh?
I'm in 225 right now.
How's that going?
It's pretty awful.
I bet.
Get online.
Dude, I don't know how anyone could take that class online. He is the most brutal teacher, and he has like no remorse.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. It's
just
pretty awful. Like,
just try and do as many online with tutors as you can. The tutors, Brooke and I both have taken his classes. The tutors teach the class, and he stands in front of you and thinks he's teaching you, but he's not.
Yeah, I don't think I would have ever survived that class online. Like, there's no way.
yeah, it's really brutal. It's like, I mean, it's ridiculous because like I go to the TET, like it has you do like 2 90-minute quizzes.
Yeah.
On 2 chapters, and then they expect you to take an exam that's on 4 chapters. And
Yeah.
like
Dude,
one of them that was listed wasn't even covered till like the next week.
Yeah, it's so jacked up.
It was like messed up. I don't understand. Like
He does that on purpose too. It's just
Well,
make sure that you don't get behind in the labs because it'll be super hard to catch up. Like lab 6 and lab 7, lab 8 are gonna take you a lot of time.
I think they
so far the labs have been like tedious work.
Yeah, lab
Yeah.
6 gets really hard though.
But what helps a lot is I don't know if you found any of the Quizlets online.
Yeah, I started using those. That's the only way I'm getting through it.
Yeah, those were what saved me.
I have like a B right now, and I'm like amazed that I have a B still, because I don't really know anything yet still. Like, you know, like as I started using those Quizlets, like I'm just kind of like memorizing the answers, but like not really like
Are they
you know,
not
like
open book?
internalizing it. Yeah, they're open book.
Oh, okay.
Do you have an ebook, Josh, or a Kindle?
Yeah, well, I have both now.
So
I decided to buy the
you can
ebook
like
because it makes it so much faster.
you can try and like look for the answers.
Yeah, if you search
Sometimes I feel like I still can't even find the answers. Like,
well, if you search, I learned if you search like with just the middle of, not the beginning or the end, like just like a middle chunk or like a couple of keywords, that's how I ended up finding things.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, just like the meat of whatever he's talking about. Just search for like a couple words, and that's how I would find them. And then hopefully your second chance, you get a lot of the same questions.
The online teacher, he's pretty nice. I don't know who you guys' teacher was. Like, he's pretty